Hi everybody and welcome to another episode of our Duotone Foiling Tech Talks. I'm Klaas and this is Jerome, our foil designer. Today we want to give you an overview of our foil range. Which wings do we offer, for which rider are they made, and which disciplines do they cover? So Jerome, give us a bit of a rundown. What do we have here?
Sure, so let's start with our biggest wing. This is the Aerrow Lift 2400, biggest wing in our range. So that's going to be perfect to learn to wing foil, especially good for heavy riders, light wind conditions, and people that have sort of zero experience in water sports. Make it as easy as possible.
Probably if you visit a school or a center, they will have it.
Yeah, obviously very popular with schools. Then we get into the Aerrow Free range. Also sort of very easy wing to learn to foil. A little bit more advanced than the Aerrow Lift. You could definitely learn to foil on this wing as well, especially if you've got a little bit of water sport experience, if you've done a little bit of foiling before, maybe you were a kite foiler or a wake foiler and you want to transition into wing foiling, you could most probably start on one of these ones. They come in pretty big sizes to learn on, and they are kind of good at doing everything, not just learning, but you can really progress on these wings. Yeah.
And they're going to go down all the way to 800.
Yeah, so they start from 2000 square centimeters and they go down all the way to 800 square centimeters. So definitely something you sort of can grow into.
Yeah, and that's also the all-round windsurf option, 800 to 1250. I know a lot of windsurf foilers like that quite a lot for its ease of use, stability, like kind of does it all.
Completely. You can dock start on the big ones, you can windsurf foil, as you said. You can kite foils on the 800 and maybe on the 1000, and surf foil as well, learning to surf foil, that could work. Then we move on to some more sort of advanced front wings. We've got our bestseller, which is the Glide. It's a high aspect front wing, meaning high span for the surface area. And this is a great wing for sort of intermediate to advanced wing foilers. It feels super efficient, under your board. You can get nice rides, nice glides on open swells. Also relatively easy wing to use. So that's why it's our bestseller, I suppose. Kind of ticks a lot of boxes.
A lot of boxes, yeah. I actually use this wing for downwind subfoiling. Yep. And just started on a 1305 and went down to the 1085. So it's great. That's our option basically for that as well.
Then we get into a very special front wing, one of our latest releases. This one is called Whiz. Quite interesting looking, as you can see. And this is a dedicated surf foil wing. So something we didn't really have in our range previously. And so if you're into surf foiling, but also wake surfing behind boats, that's going to be the one to pick, the Whiz. Definitely something you want to demo with your local dealer, because it has some special riding characteristics.
Mm-hmm. I had some friends of mine trying early protos on wing foiling, and some of these guys, they really like to just flag the wing and go on the surf. So it also works very nice for them if they want to have a less locked, less glidey feel than the Glide, but more, extra maneuverability.
This wing is all about maneuverability. You can draw some crazy lines with this wing.
Yeah, everybody was pretty impressed. Got a ride on this.
Then we move to our Carve 2.0. So this is our sort of lowest aspect ratio front wing. Because of that, it's going to work great. So obviously for kite foiling, where that sort of reduced span is nice, so you don't have your wingtips getting out of the water too much. It has a great pop, so our freestyle team loves to use this front wing. And the reduced span, the low aspect ratio also makes it super maneuverable for sort of fast wave riding. So wave teams, anyone that likes fast waves.
Wing team riders, especially like this baby here, which is the D-Lab version. We've been talking about SLS wings so far, so they all screw-on versions to our AL and AL3BS fuselages, and backwards compatible with older Fanatic fuselages. This one is the top of the range.
That's top of the range. Same as that Carve 2.0 SLS in our D-Lab construction. So what we've done there is we've sort of merged the front part of the fuselage into the wing. So we've got a super streamlined, low drag front wing. And yeah, so again, freestylers and kite foilers and wave riders are gonna love this one.
And kids, because it goes all the way down to 500. Yep. My little junior, he's loving it. All right, then we have another really big one here behind us, but that is a 1.43 meter span, and this is targeted purely at pumping efficiency.
Yeah, this is for dock starting and pumping around, so built around the ability to really slow down without stalling the wing, which is something you want for dock starting, and obviously has a ton of glide and projects forward really well in the pump. So
this is the amp, smaller brother of the biggest Glide 2145, which is also targeting pump foiling. But yeah, this is a nice complementation to the range. Yep. Now, as most of our customers are into wing foiling, let's just break it down for them a little bit. What's their journey? So they basically start on the Aerrow lift or the free if they have a bit of a
that's
level, or they are lighter riders. So lift if there's basically no level, that's the option. Or if they're heavier. If they have a bit of a, let's say, windsurfing, kiteboarding experience, they're a bit lighter, maybe one of the Aerrow free wings in the bigger sizes, let's say 1,500 to 2,000, depending on the rider weight. And then you basically enter the advanced stage.
Pick one of those.
You go into these four options. You either go for the Aerrow Glide when you want something really glide efficient. You're not into jumping. You want to just every now and then flag the wing, glide along, enjoy the ride. Yep. This is the Glide. If you want to have it more lively, more playful, like to rip turns on the ocean swell, it's the Whiz, more playful. And then if you're into jumping, if you're into riding solid surf, you opt for the Aerrow Carve or the Carve D-Lab. That's it. But all these options, the later options, is basically a little bit depending on what your preference is, what your local conditions are, if you're into jumping or not. That's what you got to find out. Obviously, you can mix and match. You can have a Glide for the light wind days cruising along. You can have a smaller Carve for the strong days and enjoy the ocean surf. So yeah, thanks a lot, Jerome. I hope this was helpful for you guys to find your right foil. You should probably check out our foil configurator that we have online on our website. Play around with the different settings, put your personal weight in there, your preferred discipline, and see what the configurator puts out there for you. We have spent tons of time putting numbers behind the system, so you guys get a nice tool to help you finding your right foil easy. And if you want to get more in-depth infos on all these individual ranges, there is a Tech Talk series of every single wing we just introduced to you guys, so go and check them out.